Well, after much contemplation and consideration, guys, I have no idea what Damon has taken a liking to. I think it was my video got cut off. Do I blame the force and give my finger to the God I don't believe in, like Joe? No, it was probably for the best, because I was getting a little heated in there, right, guys? Is it scary when I don't want to scare you guys away? I know I can do that, right? Because I've always proven, how violent I am after me speaking loudly. That Sam, that wackadoo. I've warned you guys that wackadoo Sam pounding on doors at 2 a.m. I'm trying to keep her boxed in here. I'm trying to prove myself to you out there, and it was for the best. But Damon's taken a liking to. Well, I know he's taken a liking to kickball lately, but I don't think that's where I was going. I think it was blogging. Maybe I was gonna say. I think that's where I was going with it because I was saying he was brilliant. He's taken a liking to, yeah, and I really didn't mean to say it that way. That was a slip up. Like, I usually when I talk like that, it's to be like cheeky. No, I actually said it that way. I gotta stop doing that, guys, because I gotta say, like, okay, my sister and I have always, this is a side story, okay? Because this is my life, right? This is my, take one of my life part 3, right? But Damon is part of me, so this is our life. That's what that. Okay, I'm gonna rename the video Our Life. Okay, Our Life part 2. This is where we're at right now. So this is gonna be a Sam and Damon life. It's our life. So, and you love us both. So you love him more because he has more subscribers than me. He does too. Anyhow, so my sister and I growing up, like, we'd always like talk to each other like, whatever, stupid, like, like that kind of thing. Like, so we'd always, and now, but that was in the 90s, guys. That was in the 90s. It's a different time now. So I have to be really careful when I talk. Like, it's just such a habit. So it's like they say, you make a face in the wind or the cold and it'll freeze like that. Like, yeah, I think that's what that saying means. Like, if you get too well, I don't want to say I'm sarcastic, because, well, yeah, I'm sarcastic. I'm an actress. I'm acting, right? I'm just a paid actor by whom I don't know. That's yeah, I know. Like some of you out there, I've heard that. I'm an actor. Where's my fucking paycheck and royalties, bitches? Where am I acting? Like, I like to watch myself. Where can I stream the show besides the dark web? Okay. Because we're now, oh, it's a serious tone now, isn't it? Yeah, so let's continue on. Speaking of Damon, I haven't heard from him tonight, guys. I've shown you my call log, how it is. I will continue to post that on my social media platforms, which I am debating on just going to X, guys. I am considering that. So Elon Musk, if you're out there listening, I'm starting to trust you a little bit. Don't let me down, all right? Because as soon as as soon as I can become an official member of X, I would like to test it out because where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, this where was I going with that? Damn it. Oh, Damon's life. Yeah, Damon's life. My call log, that's right. Yeah, he calls me every day like a bad habit, right? But it's good. He calls me every day around the hour of 8, which it kind of sucks, guys, because it's not an arranged thing. It's not like there's some agreement of any sort where, like there's a custody agreement. Usually people have that when they are separated from, well, when the child is separated from a parent. Usually both parents are aware of why that is in some kind of understanding, terms of like communication and visitation. Yeah, no, not in my case. This is like this. Is there like a science journal for like social science? Because this scenario of mine really belongs there. So I have always referred to it as a kid EMP. It's like a wipeout. Like something happened around March. I think it was like March 3rd of 2023, right? There was like almost like a sound, yeah, an EMP, but any mother out there who had a child that they were very bonded with and very special and sought after for their genetics, it's weird. They got like apparently they weren't their mother this whole time, like a Mandela, like a timeline switch kind of thing. That could be what's going on, guys. So I mean, this isn't to throw any accusation. This is clearly, I'm just stating for the record, I'm not truly accusing anyone of anything. It's just my theories, because I'm totally in the dark when it comes to why Damon and I are separated, and he deserves an answer more than me. I would like one. And apparently the whole collective that this is happening to would like one. But yeah, like, he's not there. He hasn't called me today. He didn't call me because I can pretty much assume he's at grandma grandma Lori and Popham, who's not really, you're not his Popham, Greg, okay? Like, you're not. And I explained to him who his real grandpa is. It's my dad, James Atori. And I explained to him that anytime he sees a dragonfly, that's his real grandpa, okay? That's how my dad comes to me, as a dragonfly. All right, so there's that. So yeah, I'm assuming he's there this weekend, which, because he never feels he's terrified. He doesn't like to ever contact me when he's over there. Do I feel? And he doesn't like to contact me. He feels very uncomfortable with us interacting, except for one time when I was on the phone with Lori talking to Damon about a car wreck that one of his uncles had. But otherwise, because Lori was sick, like the time where I was sick, and he's like, yeah, Grandma Lori was sick, and she blah blah blah. I said, oh really? That sucks. I was like, did you tell him that Mommy is too? And he was I guess he didn't want to hurt my feelings and say like, oh no, I wouldn't tell them that. But you could tell he was like, he didn't. No, I mean, he answered, no, I didn't. Anyhow, he's probably there because it's Layla, one of his cousin's birthday, September 27th. Layla, I sent you a message wishing you a happy birthday. I've shouted you out in a video before and said you're a pretty dang cool girl, and I'm very proud of the woman you're becoming, and I hope it gets nurtured, unlike what's happening with Damon right now. If I could, I'd take you under, if you want, if maybe someday you can live with me, Layla. I don't know. I just have to not be homeless and vehicleless first. But happy birthday, girl. It's just happy sweet 13. enjoy your time. Don't rush to grow up, and keep being a sweetheart, okay? and an artist, because guys, I said I'm an artist at heart, but Layla actually is an artist at heart. No, I guess I'm an artist at heart too. I'm not. Why am I shouldn't devalue. This is our life, from my perspective, and Damon's, not his pretend family. So anyhow, that's that. And another great thing, see, the video got cut off for a good reason, because I was asked during this in an intermission, what about Aiden, Damon's older brother? You guys, I've mentioned him briefly before in stories. He's 13 as well, and they get along, him and Damon, how they don't fight. I wouldn't say that. Would I say it's the ideal brother relationship I would imagine my son to have? No, I don't. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. Aiden is a good kid. He's not a bad kid, okay? He has very profound moments, but unfortunately, he has fallen victim to his needs being nurtured, okay? Or I'm afraid I've witnessed that since knowing him since he was 5, okay? Yeah, I tried taking him to gymnastics class. I tried for the kid, but I'm not his mom, and it was it's a weird in between. I only have so much pull, guys, okay? But anyhow, at least Damon would feel safe with Aiden, because shout out to Aiden, because there are times when I'm on the phone with Damon and Aiden's been in the back and he's like, oh, tell Mommy you love her. He is a sweetheart. What kid isn't? Something happens something happens in one's life when they're not like that anymore. Yeah, it's living in an environment you guys are witnessing a potential downfall of a human life. You're witnessing the first early stages of it. Okay, yes. You guys didn't see the first 8 years of Damon's life. He'll tell you about it. He ain't gonna lie. I have as much footage and proof as I can. I have a lot of videos. I think some of you can see that I'm a good mother, and I've always been there with Damon. But certainly you guys are witnessing, like, yeah, like if something don't change soon, which it will, because it's me we're talking, all right? Okay, but the longer it drags out, like any pain, why would you do that in life? And side note, Rusty, you made a video about like health and shit, and the pharma companies. When people want to be healthy, it's not necessarily to extend their life, it's to improve their quality of it. Okay? Like, why do you equate that with like people wanting to feel good with like eternal life? No. Some of us are here living. We don't know why. We just certainly don't want to feel crappy while here. I don't care if I die. If I knew I was going to die next week, wouldn't your attitude change about how you feel? Like, I'm not going to spend my last week alive, like, feeling cruddy mentally or physically. Or maybe I would. I'm party hardy, right? I guess it depends on how you view life, but it's certainly not that way. That says more about you than us. All right? It's like, I don't know if you stated that in your video. I don't watch your videos full. I just watch a bit so I can comment on them. I think it's hilarious. Guys, I might make a book of all my comments on Russell Brand's channel, because some of them are fucking hilarious. I got to say they are. And another book I'm thinking of putting together and selling is my poems that I mentioned in my Circa 12 video. Excuse me, one of my first videos where I mentioned my poems from 2011. I reread them, last year. They're saved in my Gmail. So they're stamped and everything as proof, and I would print them out as that. I would print them out in the email form so you can see. And yeah, I was thinking of doing that and selling that because I don't want to just share my poems publicly like that. They're pretty damn good, I say. I'm going to share one with you guys that I found. This kind of correlate. You see, it all ties together. The mind of a brilliant mind, because stupid people will hear me and think that I am like all over the place. Yes, but it's like a puzzle, right? It still makes a picture when you can like, focus. You people say that us ADHDers are the ones that can't focus, but it seems like most of you can't keep up with me. So talk about gaslighting. Anyhow, poems, and I was talking about talking like this to my sister. Stupid. There's the reason why you have to be careful, like with that, is, like I said, you make a face and it'll freeze like that, like basically be careful when you like make fun of people or step into like a persona, because you start, you start actually becoming that, like an actor, a paid actor, not one who isn't aware that they are one, guys. Because this ties in with poems too. This kid I met through my single white female neighbor. Excuse me. She dated him. She just used him. Steven, he knows. She used him. She's a single white female. She's gay. She used him for like a trip to the beach. We took a trip. So I befriended this kid named Steven, and he has a speech impediment, right? He's aware of it. I'm not making fun of him. I'm saying when I met him, I had to be careful. Like, he's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he would joke about it. But I didn't know that upon meeting him. And there's a few times where I almost slipped, like, and was like, how embarrassing would that be, Like, it's like, side note, like, life lesson here to anyone out there. But, excuse me, he actually was the first he got, and like, shout out to him, because he got me back into writing. I didn't continue writing poetry, but it was so nice because he would always send me his poems, and it's a hard thing to do, guys. People can talk shit all day, right, about people like singing badly or writing badly. Me, I poke fun, but at the end of the day, I often poke fun because people actually suck, or it's because I feel like they should know that I am they don't. You know, like when I talk about Christina Aguilera, like clearly the girl can sing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, anyhow, so I like that kind of, I encourage that when people feel comfortable enough to share their like intimate kind of things like that, like they're anything that is essentially an extension of them, you know, that's creative. That's hard because I've always had to hide my poems and stuff, guys, you know, before the computer days, or you know, like I had to do that, and I don't know, but so he got me back into writing because he sent me a writing prompt, and it was called, basically what you had to do is write a poem about your favorite color, but never mention the color or why you're writing the poem. So guys, my favorite color is black. I don't know if it counts as a color. I know people want to even argue about that, you know. Give them something to talk about, I guess. Black is a color because I'm viewing it. So I don't know, like what is your definition of color? I don't know. Anyhow, the poem was Makeshift Night, and I actually might post that in my community tab, since you know this is our life, right? But yeah, I thought about that, like printing my poems, and it doesn't even have to be like through an official publishing company. I just want to make sure that it's like protected, you know. So I might do that, and I might actually I might actually list my dark diary, guys, because it is, you know, I'm homeless in a hotel, and there's a 50% chance tomorrow that that's only going to be 50%. So like one of those things may no longer be. So I'd like, you know, at least I ain't selling my body. Although, like I said, no disrespect to those who do. And if anyone out there on the dark web has seen anything of my body, you are participating in a crime, because I never gave authorization for that to be shown. Just side note there, you know. Again, I'm just disclaimer. This is our life, you know. So anyhow, the poem thing would be cool, you know, because there's always that part of me that's like, I don't know, I still feel like a sellout. There's like this weird thing, guys, that's been embedded into me from the beginning of time. I don't know, where I always felt weird making money off of like anything that helps people, you know, like that's always been my thing, like a counselor, like, oh, I went into the counselor consideration before, and I'm like, yeah, but how can I sit there and like charge people to like help them, you know? That attitude has changed, guys. Like it has significantly shifted for the better, you know, better for me, because it's an energy. Once I got into spirituality and I understood energy, and you know, just didn't regurgitate spiritual concepts and principles, I understand that money, it's an energy, it's an exchange. You're absolutely entitled for compensation of a service especially of a service you're provided, but you also can chart, you know, your energy is valuable, your life is valuable. That's why I hate complacency. I hate it in others. Yes, like it's such a pet peeve. Procrastination is different than complacency, guys. My struggle is procrastination, and you know, constantly being attacked from like every angle, and having to alchemize it into a positive situation, you know. But I guess, you know, that's more on my resume I can list to charge for good money in the future, you know. So thanks, haters are my motivators, okay? And swarmers are my adorners. I've mentioned that little saying before. Goblin swarmers are my adorners. You guys are putting all the jewels on my crown. Like, how do you not see that by now? How do you not see that in like just human, in science? It's a principle. It is a principle, guys. Like, you're really wasting your time when you hate on people. I don't know. Like, again, I talk about this higher perspective where, like, yes, you know, behind the scenes in a higher perspective, we're all buddies and, like, you know, clanking our cups, like, haha, wasn't it funny how I abused you so you bettered yourself? Like, yeah, like, you rocked at that. Maybe that is a thing. It certainly does. Again, I'm here in this perspective with you, so that don't count. All right, that's not the truth in this perspective. So I'm not going to treat it as such. You know, like, guys, find something to do better with your, you know, find something better to do with your life. Like, it's so weird that you can hate so much to like bring others down. Like, like cool people who can forgive, we say like, oh yes, it made us stronger, because again, that is alchemy, guys. It correlates to alchemy. But what person wouldn't prefer not to have to do that? Like, okay, talk about karma. It is my lesson. But there comes a time, like, don't people usually graduate? Like, how long do people need to learn that, like, these tough lessons? Yeah, I get it. I do. Sister Sam. She what she be preaching. But because I used to I don't like, I used to spew positivity to people, and it just made me hate them more, guys. Like, I'm kind of being facetious when I say that, but it is true. Like, there is a certain, like, some people do get attacked more. They get harder lessons, right? Or unfairly. It's like playing a game. There's cheaters, right? What do you think? There's not cheaters in the game of life. This is our life, part two.